Sunflowers aren't looking too good after the storm. The clover underneath is pretty much died as well. But served a good purpose. Next year we're going to plant some sunflowers on the other side. I've just noticed a miss piece here with the drill. So we would call that a balk, but I don't know what other people would call it. Some people might just say we missed a piece of drilling, but yeah, Dad's always just referred to it as a balk. Quite an important lesson. If people are going to send up helium balloons, do they know where they're going to land? Oh, look, this one seems to be stuck in the bushes here. There you go. Even still got the bar tag on it. A cow could eat this and it creates like an artificial rubber seal over their stomach, and it'll kill them because they'll just blow up and up and up and their stomachs will explode. Just going to pick this branch up here, otherwise it'll go through the combine by the time it's covered with all the wheat. That is a dead ash tree. This is a really good example of where we've increased the height. You see, we've added probably 20 centimeters onto the hedge. So you can see the cut line. You might not be able to actually. You can see the original cut height, and then you can see how we've left it a fair bit higher. That's just spraying the machine down with oil now. Flails are all sharpened up. Quick update on Project Weight Block. So these are all done. We've got this M16 bar here from Screwfix. We painted these, and these are our two end pieces, so we've taken extra special care. This is what our weights will look like on the outside, and oh, you can see it on these old weights. We like to just put a bit of white paint on just to distinguish them. So what we'll probably do is put a bit of white paint here as well, just to draw out the New Holland badge. I think probably doing this would be a bit overkill, but they just look quite nice. Got a load of stuff from Amazon. Never seen these before. It's amazing what you could get. Got those, got some more wire brushes. Got a bit of plate brush, which will be pretty good for getting in the corners of things. So yeah. Mr. Hare. So the hare that was just running across the field was actually just led here, so about 1 metre away from me. You can even see its little bum fluff is there. And this is why it's so important when people keep dogs on leads. So yesterday when I was coming home, I noticed that I was losing all power in my Defender. So I'm just going to take it for a quick drive. I'm going to try and replicate it, and then I'm going to see what's wrong with it. So I've just driven it up the road. It seems okay, so I think probably it's going to be an intermittent problem. I do wonder whether somehow this went into limp mode, which is why it wouldn't. Basically, the key problem, as I was driving home, it would only go up to about 3,000 revs, and also I had to be in first and second. So it's not like it's an old Defender, but even on the flat, I was struggling to go above 20-30 miles an hour, and I had my foot flat to the floor. Could be an issue with the fuel filter, electric throttle control, the sensors on the cam and the crank. It could be the fuses. It could be to do with the fuel filter. I'm going to drive down here. This is the only field that was open, but I'm going to see if I can just replicate the problem. What these Defenders also have is when your foot's on the clutch and you rev it up, it will only allow you to go to 3,000 revs. Whereas obviously if your foot's off the clutch, you can do whatever you want. So that's not an issue. But previously it was going to about 2,000 revs. And as I say, basically I was driving home on a 60 doing this sort of speed. So it wasn't ideal. Doesn't seem to be any problem now though. So this is the only field that was open because we still haven't taken all this wood out. Oh. Quick bean update, looking good. See, there's a really high spot over there for some reason. These are looking good. And then those two fields of beans are looking pretty good as well. This is going to be spring barley on this side, but it looks like they're shutting off this road for a while. So, an intermittent problem is probably the worst kind of problem because it makes it so hard to diagnose. I think I'm going to have a look at the fuel filters anyway, get those off, and then at least that's ticked off. If it does it again, obviously I'm going to try and diagnose it, but otherwise I think I've just got to keep using it until it happens again. Pretty annoying. Certainly don't want to be away from home or driving somewhere where actually it goes into limp mode again, because it was pretty hairy on the way home. People getting very frosty. It was obviously just coming home from work time. It was about 5-6 o'clock. People were beeping. People were flashing their lights and getting quite angry. And I was like, well, I can't do anything. I just need to get home. And when I was going to the hill, I was just watching it on 3,000 revs and it was just dying. The fuel filter is down in here. So what I'm probably going to have to do, take it in the workshop or bring the jacks around, take that off, and then explore whether it's a fuel filter problem. I can't see anything wrong with these lines running to and from it. Doesn't seem to be any fuel on the floor. And I think they say if it's taking in air, then it could cause a power loss. So the other thing, whip that all off, give it a good clean as well, and see, put a new filter on, see if that works. So frustratingly, I had a call just to say that the 3 rams that we have down in this field have got out. I checked them yesterday afternoon and they were fine, less than, what, 15 hours later, and they've ran down into the wood. Now, they didn't escape in the last sort of 12, 13 months, so what I think's probably happened, there's a lot of deer that come around here. So either the deer have disturbed them, or there's scratch marks and scourge marks all down this road, almost like a horse has slid on its, horseshoe. So I'm just gonna have a look. So far I can't see them. Got my feed here. I'm hoping if they're in this top bit of wood, I can just shake this bag and try and attract them. If they're down in the valley, I've had that before, and basically it means I'm going to have to carry each one back into the field once we've caught it, which is an absolute nightmare. I've only had to do it once before. Fortunately, because these are so young, it's very easy to be able to pick them up. The previous ones, when we had 2-3-year-old big Cotswold rams, it made it very difficult to carry them. Kind of half pulled them. Hear Dad just coming down. There he is. As I was saying, I'm not quite sure what's caused it. Something's definitely scared them, because otherwise they would have left earlier. It seems months and months and they haven't got out at all. So I'm just going to go try and locate them first. Over by the lane there were loads of marks as if like a scared horse has ran down there. So I do just wonder if that's it, but time will tell. Interesting development. So 1, 2. Oh, that was actually incredibly easy. So I've got 2 here, and then this one here. Hello. Right, I'm going to stop recording. I wonder if I can untie this gate. Don't want to spook him too much, and take them down. Hello. It's actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Right, so the plot thickens. Sheep are back in, but I understand actually the hunt came through here yesterday, and all the hounds actually ran through the paddock, which is why, naturally, the sheep were then on edge. I'm back in the office now. Thankfully, that didn't take too long. So I'm going to drop a message, and I'm also going to give the hunt a quick call just to explain 2 things. 1, please give us advance notice in the future. And 2, don't let your hounds run all the way through the field scaring sheep. So I just got off the phone with the hunt. I left a message and they called me back. They're actually really helpful. So we've agreed that they're going to notify me when the hunt is actually travelling through the area, and they've also apologised for letting the hounds run through the field. I'm going to finish this video back at the sheep. I just want to come check that they're still okay. I think the more human contact they have, which is positive rather than the hounds, is only going to help when we need to get them in for shearing, for worming, for trimming their feet, for obviously putting click on for fly strike and all those sorts of things. So it'd be really useful, because this is a small group of sheep which I find it very easy to be able to record close to the shed. And look, there they are. So they're obviously still pretty friendly. They haven't been put off too much by the hunt, thankfully. So it's really mild now. So I've got my shorts on, but I've got this on because it's pissed down all day. Haven't done my hair, and it's easier just to be able to wear a cap most of the time. But these guys look pretty happy. Hey guys, how you doing? Come on. Looks like they've got a load of hay left as well, so it's probably time to start weaning them off. We had a really mild winter anyway, and we've just tried to keep hay ad lib, which means effectively as long as they keep eating it, we'll keep putting it in. It's useful to have it this way because if you did it in blocks, what they would tend to do is they'd probably end up gorging themselves. So let's say you didn't give it to them for a month because the weather wasn't that bad or the grass wasn't that short. You then give it to them and they'd eat the whole lot within a couple of days and then they'd bloat. So what we try and do is just ensure they've got ad lib haylage throughout the winter. They can graze on it. If they don't want it, they don't want it. It's sat in one of these feeders, so it's not like it's going to spoil. So I'm just going to check these guys out. They look pretty happy, don't you? Hello. You all okay after your traumatic hunting experience? And obviously the hunt have apologised, so that's all that we can do. I haven't got a message, so I don't know when they're next hunting. It doesn't seem like they're hunting this week, but I have heard that this area is actually on sort of the edge of their remit, because then they start to border with the Cotswold hunt. So I don't think they come out here very often, but it's useful because if we have got fallen stock, it means they should theoretically collect sheep that come from this area as well. That saves me a 40-minute, 1 hour round trip having to take any fallen stock up should we have any. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like this video. I really hope you find it interesting being able to share what we're doing here on our farm. As I said, spring is around the corner. We're getting closer to spring drilling. Obviously then we do more fertilizing, and then obviously we're gearing up for the big event, which is harvest. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.